later on we will be interviewing international musical superstar Lea Salonga. Do not go anywhere. Yes, welcome back. We are now backstage in the presence of West End and Broadway royalty. It's only Lea Salonga. Give a big round of applause, everybody. Lea, do I need to stand up and curtsy? Because you are an international superstar, aren't you? Do you want me to stand up and curtsy?
Oh, God, no, I'm sure.
Okay, she's nice, this is good. How did it go out there? How was your performance?
It was fantastic. I mean, out there, but everyone was just so warm. Everyone looked like they were having a really good time. Thank goodness for those lights on stage. So it feels a little warmer than it was this afternoon, strangely enough. And even with the rain, even with the inclement weather, I mean, it was worse last year.
It really was. It didn't even happen last year.
No, we got all the way up until As If We Never Said Goodbye, with Ruthie Henschel singing. And then they had to lead everyone back here into the green room. And then they said, we're done. So I didn't even get to sing. I got to sing at sound check, but that's it.
And how do you all come together and rehearse? Because you're all superstars and you're all so busy. How do you get to rehearse?
Scattered. Yeah, and everybody lives everywhere. I think when you know what you're singing, you have to take it upon yourself to rehearse on your own, to go through everything that you need to, so that by the time you get here and work together with everyone, you're prepared. You're not lost. And everyone was just on top of their game today. So, yeah.
Now talk to us about, getting that role of Kim in Miss Saigon. You were just 18 years old, weren't you? Yeah. And everyone felt like they knew you, I think, from that documentary. How did you feel?
I was 17 when I got cast and 18 when we started rehearsal. And I think, people feel like because they've seen that documentary for like so often and it's out there. A lot of people from my country feel this certain connection and pride because, hey, it's one of our girls that got in,
Yeah.
And until the new productions that are being staged, it's still these Filipino girls that are taken from the Philippines to do the role. Now there's a 17-year-old named Joreen Bautista who's doing a couple of shows a week. She's the alternate, and she's the one I got to see when I went to Birmingham to see the show, and she was just magnificent. I thought she perfectly embodied that role, but did not in any way look or sound like a carbon copy of any previous production. It was all hers, but everything was right, and she was touching, and I felt myself tearing up at so many moments when she was on stage. And I met her in Manila before she left for the UK to start work on the show, and so she's lovely, really lovely on that stage.
And I'm going to have to mention the Disney princesses. I mean, you're the singing voice of two, not one people, two Disney princesses. My favourite is Jasmine, A Whole New World. I won't sing to you because you're amazing. You're singing that, aren't you?
I'm singing that tonight with John Lee, who's sort of the Aladdin for the evening. And we were really also going to be singing it last year too. It never gets old, that song. And I've sung it pretty consistently since the release of that film.
It's a brilliant song.
1992, and now it's 2017, and still, it's incredible.
I think you have a look of Jasmine. It's like you're this cartoon. She's like an animation. She's absolutely beautiful. Even close up, you're absolutely beautiful. And did they take any of you for Jasmine?
They did.
So there we go. Yeah.
Not for the character per se, but they had to videotape us during the recording to see our expressions, mouth, how we opened and closed, and formed all the vowels and consonants for the song. And so everything was just right. The first time I saw it, though, it was really strange, because it was like, that's not my face singing that song, but it's my voice. And so it takes some getting used to. And by the time Mulan came out, it was fine.
Well, I was about to say the second one is Mulan. I'm not ignoring Mulan. It's just I'm a fan of Jasmine. But yeah, so Mulan again. Do they not ever worry that they're going to obviously? Oh, people are like, oh, Mulan sounds very similar to Jasmine.
There are a lot of people that have repeated characters, and it's fine. I mean, how Jasmine sounds is quite different from Mulan anyway. So even if people do make the connection, and it's not a secret as to who performs these voices for the films, and I think people just accept the convention with regards to these movies. And if you do a character, great. If you do another one, great.
Yeah.
And people don't necessarily go, oh, well, she sounds a little bit like yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. And your following on Twitter is humongous. Remind us how big it is on Twitter.
It's about 4.6 million people.
It's incredible. It's
all over the world. It's pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you ever take it for granted, or what do you get in the street?
No. And I am aware of who follows. There's a lot of young people that do. So I try to watch what I say. I try to keep it very light. Or if I say something, hopefully people will learn from it. If I say something about how to conduct oneself in this business, or be careful. For example, if you're getting flattered too much by whoever, you need people to always be able to tell you the truth and keep your feet on the ground. Or I'll tweet something like, oh, there's a big fly that just went through the window of my hotel room.
Which we all need to hear anyway.
Things like that. And just to keep it light and fun. And I also have an Instagram account and a Facebook account. So those three are kind of linked to one another. Yeah.
And for anyone watching who wants to get into musical theatre, what advice would you give? Because you're like up there, aren't you?
Train.
Really? Yeah.
Train. I know that it seems to be the generation of American Idol or The Voice, for example, and which is funny because I'm one of the coaches on The Voice back home in the Philippines.
Right? Yeah, The Voice Teens, isn't it?
Yeah, The Voice Teens, and we just finished that season literally 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Was that another side of it then? Seeing the judging side of it, did you enjoy that?
I really did. But the thing is, with these televised competitions and with how people tend to perform and with how people tend to sing, it's like, this is not always the way you're supposed to do it in actual performance. It's great for competition, to have that balls to the wall whenever you sing, but there's so much more to one's artistry. And and after that, if you become a star after that competition, then you learn nuance, you learn interpretation, you learn more about storytelling. And there are so many wonderful schools here in the UK that if you ever get into one of those, your talent is honed and really channeled into something that will be quite formidable and at times lethal. I mean, just look at people like Tom Hiddleston and Benedict Cumberbatch, who are both incredibly well trained, but they also do the big Marvel movies, for example, or they do these big monstrous box office hits, but never forget what they've done and how they've done it and their roots. And it's for me, there's just so much respect I have for people like that.
So here's a question for you.
Right.
If someone ever said to you, right, you've got one song from one musical, your favourite one song, one musical, which one would it be?
Probably I'd give My Life for You from Miss Saigon, especially since after I gave birth to my daughter, she's 11 now, and it took on a very different meaning once I had her. And it's just one of those things that I will always be thankful for because of the show. So that song for me, it'll never get old. I will always enjoy singing it. I will always try to find something different in the interpretation of it, trying not to, keep it too close to the show, but to just sing it as a woman with a kid.
Yes. You do
which I
change
am.
you do change your perspectives after you've had children, don't you?
It's really different, and how you think is very different, and you don't get as much sleep at night. Well, I didn't for the first couple of years.
You just don't, do you know?
You just don't, but it gets easier, and she's quite the character. Really, really smart, very artistic, loves to perform and sing.
Following after her mother then.
In a little different way, because she hates concerts, but she loves musicals. So maybe that will be what she wants to do.
Listen, it has been a pleasure and an honour. Give it up, please, for Lea Salonga. Big round of applause. Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break now. More interviews after this.